Hey, this time the Quick Speed Shop. I'm in the pole barn. We're looking at project cars. We got cars uncovered everywhere. Buicks, Mercurys, Fords, trucks, vans, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to show you what I want to work on, or what's wrong with all these cars in here under all these covers. And then, before we get into all this, we're going to go out. It's springtime. I got a whole pile of trucks in the driveway and vans that need to be fired up. It's 65 degrees out today. Let's get my 77 Ford running. We'll take it for a spin around the block. Let's get my van running. It should run. It's the most awesome vehicle I've ever built. I love it. And we'll talk about this yellow car. We'll talk about this black car. We'll talk about this black car with the flames on it. Can you see them? Where are they? There's some flames right there. And we'll see what has to happen to these. Oh, here's my truck. We just took this to Cleveland. I locked it. We had a hell of a time there, me and Ted. So it's a project vehicle. What's going on? Springtime fire up video. Bam, starting right now at the Quick Speed Shop. Guys, it's Josh here from the Quick Speed Shop. It's finally springtime, and I got to get these vehicles around, these trucks, because I want to start driving my other trucks. I've got a lot of issues. My green Ford here, you see down on the ground, look at this huge slick under it. This thing, I got to take it apart this summer. It's kind of windy out. Hopefully it doesn't pick up on the microphone, but I've got to pull the 351 and the ZF 5-speed out of this thing. I've got a radiator going bad. I replaced it 60,000 miles ago when I redid the truck, and I'm going to get a welded one. It's leaking at the tanks, and I also have another leak on the engine somewhere coolant-wise. Rear main seal is shot. It's been shot. Needs a clutch slave cylinder, which is internal. The oil pan needs to probably be replaced. It's scaly, and this would be the time. I think I'm going to pull the motor and tranny out of the truck this summer and go through, clean it all up, paint it. It's got exhaust manifold leak on the passenger side all of a sudden. So I had the front end kind of part. I put a timing chain in at 60,000 miles ago. Right now it's got 226,000 miles on a 351 Windsor, and I think it's time to pull it out. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm still driving it, but look forward to that on the channel. OBS stuff is always popular. At least on this truck it's been. But I got all these other trucks to drive, so I'm not really worried. My 77 Ford here, I want to fire this guy up. Let's go ahead and pop it. Boom! It's, I moved it over here. I would also like to take the engine out of this truck because it is filthy. Again, I had it out back in 2009, so 14 years ago. I put a set of main bearings in it and exhaust manifold gaskets, and I just fixed a gasket on this side, and it lasted a couple thousand miles. But it is blown. I think it's blown right here again, so I'm going to get the big thick gaskets for it. I don't know why it keeps blowing, but it did. Actually, I doubled them up on this side, but it blew out. Maybe the manifold's warped. Anyways, so I got to get this guy fired up. Unfortunately, the C6 leaks a lot of transmission fluid. That's actually not leaking too bad, but I think the converter is draining back, or the seal in the converter, or the pump seal is bad or something. So let's climb in this guy. I'm going to fire it up. I think it needs tranny fluid. So let's try it. Well, cold start action. It's actually 60-something degrees out, but we'll give her a go. Is there mice in here? Hopefully not. Oh, there she goes. Nice. This thing always fires right up. It is good. It's got 212,440. Everything got's in the 200,000 mile club except for the brown Dodge. That's only got 54,000, 55,000. Uh-oh. And what I do every year is I get these things out. There's an angry blue jay. I get these things out and I check them over. Running good. I checked my inspections. They're due. All I do is get vehicles inspected. Too many cars on the road. This one's good till July. Oh, the registration's due this year, so I got to work on that. blood stick. I forgot to check the oil, but I checked it when I moved it over here last time. And if you didn't see, last year I put this factory Ford cap on that I got from my buddy, and it's a factory Ford style cap that's awesome. It's got matches. The fiberglass is a little worse for wear than the thing, but it was broken. I bolted it back together, but it's a factory Ford style accessory cap, and it fits the truck awesome. So let this guy warm up for a second. Let's get into the van. Oh, I forgot the van windshield's got a broken windshield. I forgot all about that. Dang it. Did it get worse over the winter? Oh no. What the hell is this? There's a big scratch down the side of this. How did that happen? Is there mice in here? Oh, I got my heavy floor mats. It smells like carpet in here. Hot carpet. Yeah, I forgot this. It's starting to creep. Hopefully it won't go too much. I hit a stone way down here, boom, and it came up and it came down, and I thought it was going to be good, and then the second crack started, which is a bummer. But it's out of the vision, so I'm not really worried about it right now. And I will have to get a new windshield for it at some point. But what we got? Is there any mice in here? It smells like hot carpet. Let's see, we got a curtain, we got a golf driver. Why is that in here? Books, miscellaneous books. Oh, here's my swap meet paper box. What's in here? A bunch of goodies. What are these? Oh, these are, where did I get this stuff? We got a 58 Plymouth lollipop taillight bottom. That's cool. There's some headlight rings. I forget where I got this stuff. Like an Anson, new old stock, like Anson style foot pedal pad. Some more headlight rings. These are always handy. Some carburetor gaskets. Some slip-on Ford style pads for like 32 to 48 Ford. Got a set of 41 to 48 Chevy taillight lenses. Are these repop or new old stock? They're guides. Yeah, these are repops. Another Anson style pedal. Well, where did all this stuff come from? I forget now. Huh. Are these moldy? Or just old? Well, anyways, assorted goods in here. That's handy. But we can do a fire up on this guy too. Should fire right up. Let me kick the old Ford down a little bit. Oh, she's sweet. Sounds good. Did I just blow exhaust on the door? I did. Whoops. The old Ford sounds good. Let's climb in the van, see if she'll start. Has this leaked at all? Let's see what we got. I don't see any leaks. No leaks. The only leak I had on this thing was a radiator, and I put a new radiator in it last fall or whatever. But I feel like we should pop the hood and take a gander. Actually, I can't start it because the keys are in the other truck. But we'll pop the hood. We are about ready to turn over 110,000. We're 4 miles away from 110,000. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Where's my hood stick? Here it is. What do we got under the hood? Oh my goodness gracious, here we go. Hold on a minute. Everything looks good under the hood. I don't see any evidence of nastiness. Let's take a look at the oil. Oh yeah, actually it's a touch. It's about a quart low. We'll have to throw a little oil in her. Get in there. Let me go find I forgot this is broke. There we go. This is actually a 1988 van, even though it looks like it's from the 70s. If you're not aware, I backdated the headlights to 77. But it's a fuel-injected 302 5.0 liter with an AOD transmission. And a 355 limited slip 8.8 rear end. But I can't get this. Ah, there we go. Oil cap. The internal parts of it are slipping. Well, we got a brand new Champion radiator I had to throw in it because the other one leaked. I got to get it welded up, but I had to get it in for maybe Power Tour last year. I can't remember. Let me get a quart of oil, dump in it right quick. We got coolant in our Mountain Dew overflow bottle, so we're good there. And we'll fill her up with some oil, and then we'll fire her on up. Listen to this 460 hum, baby. Can't beat a 460 big block Ford. So I believe last time I moved this truck over, the transmission was low. So let's... Where's my radio now? Oh, it's working. Oh, gotta turn that down, we'll get striked. I hooked up a brake controller, so I'm good to haul my trailer. So let's put her in gear. I thought it was low. Yeah, it's a little lazy going into gear. We'll have to take it for a spin. We'll take it for a spin and we'll try out the transmission before it gets dark here. But let's fire up the van real fast. Oh, by the way, C10, I found a guy locally, I commented on the last couple of videos ago, we're trading tailgates. I need a blank one because I'm going to louver it, and he's going to trade me a nice painted aftermarket blanked out tailgate for my lettered tailgate. And I valued the tailgate at about $150, and a repop one's about $150, so it's going to work out even money for me to trade. It was hard getting it out. They got these bushings with bolts, and they just kind of float in here. And of course the bolts are both rusted, so I had to cut the head off that one, and it'll snake the tailgate off it. So I got to heat these up, get the bolts out. This one's also stuck, but it doesn't take nothing to hold the tailgate in, so we're going to do a swap here soon. But for now, let's fire up the van. This guy is fuel injected, like I said. So we'll cycle the key a couple times for the fuel pump, and then we'll go to go. This has got this style where it's got the pump in the tank, the low volume pump in the tank, and then the high pressure pump on the frame rail. Where's my van key? And so we got two fuel pumps. Windy out here, sorry about that. Dang it, that windshield's bugging me. Let's try it. Come here, there we go. Oops, you know what, gotta turn the battery on. All right, the battery is on. Let's try it again. Oh, it's very windy. How come I didn't? Look at that. Immediately fires up. Do we got oil pressure? It's coming up on the stick. We're full of gas. I must have filled all these up with gas before I put them away. Oh, I forgot. This thing's got a exhaust manifold leak on the driver's side. I tried to tighten it up. I think it's at the flange, and I had it better. I gotta put the hood down here before it blows away. Hold on a second. This thing runs on high idle for a minute. I had to put a new idle control valve on it. But we got a glass pack muffler with factory catalytic converter, but it's still got a good sound. There we go, it's calming down now. But it is, I think it's got a pretty badass sound. It's got that old glass pack sound, baby. This thing is awesome. It's one of my favorite vehicles I built. I've put I bought it with 91,000 on it, and it's got 100, well, we'll call it 110. So what's that? 10 plus 9, 19,000 miles on it. We'll break the 20,000 mile mark on it this year. I love this thing. I drive it all the time. I do all my trips in it. Whoa, it is windy. Let me shut the door. I do all my trips in it. I love this van. I love it. It's amazing. Gets decent mileage. I drive it to work all the time. Ted and I are taking it to Spring Carlisle here in a couple of weeks, so we'll see you guys down there. If you're there, let's put it in gear. Oh, immediately. So now, you notice on the steering column, this is just drive, it doesn't show overdrive. This column's out of a motorhome that had a 460 and a C6, so actually overdrive is drive, and then drive is 2, and 1 is second, and then I can't put it in first here, but immediately into gear. That's awesome. So I'll let this guy warm up for a second, but there's a CB. She's working, and I got this radio, this cheap Bluetoothy radio I got in it. I just kind of hung the curtain up back there for the, so it wouldn't encourage mice to get into it, but that's my sleeping curtain when I go camping. And I love this van. Like I said, this is one of the best vehicles, best driving vehicle, comfortable. We're taking on Power Tour again. Ted and I are going Power Tour, so we'll see you there in Indianapolis, and where it's going to Michigan and Indiana, wherever it's going this year. We're taking this thing on Power Tour again. We've got to change the wheels out, get new back tires for it. I'm running a Cooper Cobras all the way around. I put new Cobras on the front of it last year because they tend to dry rot fast for whatever reason. But I'm switching the wheels up from the mag wheels that are on it to some steel chrome, like Baby Moon center cap wheels, just because I have wider ones put on the back, because the rims on the back of this now are too narrow for the 275s. They really bulge the sidewall and wear the center of the tires. So I'm going to get 2 brand new back tires for the trip, swap the rims over. I don't know if I'll change that windshield out or not. That sucks, but it hasn't really crept anymore, but it's going to keep going eventually. Right now it's not in the way. But this guy is due for an inspection this month and registration this year, so I got to get on that. That should be fine. This thing fired right up immediately, runs good. Everything works on this great. I would like to fix the exhaust manifold leak because it is annoying as all get out. I tried doing it before. It might even have a crack in the manifold. I can't see. I don't know. I don't really want to get into, before Power Tour, taking the bolts apart off it, or Carlisle. I don't want to end up breaking bolts and have to fight with that. So I'll probably have to listen to it tick. It's not real bad. It hasn't gotten any worse, so been driving it that way. But as you can see, Power Tour, long haul, car show, Syracuse Nationals, this thing has been everywhere. Like I said, I love this thing. So let's shut this guy off. Boom. Perfect. Fired it up right now. Like I said, I got these Cooper Cobras on here on the front. Whoa, it is windy. Let's turn around on this side. I've got these Dodge Ram Charger wheels, which are 15x7s. These came on all the late 70s and early 80s Ram Chargers as an option. And I had this nice set. I cleaned out as best I could. But I am going to put the chrome, like, reverse wheels on. I got 7s for the front, which these are. So these tires are new last year. These are 255-60 15s, I believe. Yeah, 255-60s. So we'll throw them on. On the back, these are my Hershey wheels. Like I said, the tires are spread out too far in the aluminum rims, the wide tires. So I had these Steelies. Actually, these are the same wheels that are going to be on it, except just in chrome. They're all smooth, and then they get a center cap. But these are 7s. I have 8s to put on the back that'll accept those wider tires better and not mush out the sidewall so much and wear the inside of the tire. And then these tires are going on the C10 in the garage. Well, not this one, but they're going on the good truck in the garage. I'm going to run these Goodyear Wranglers all the way around, 235-75-15 on some mag wheels. So that's why I bought these. I knew I could use them for Hershey and then put them onto the C10. But we got the old van fired up. She's looking good. Oh no, my vinyl is peeling. Are you serious? This vinyl applique on the glass is peeling around the edges a little bit. That's not good. I paid a lot of money to have this put on here. Dang it. Ugh. Are you serious? Oh, hopefully it doesn't get any worse. I don't know. What does this side look like? Unbelievable. Yeah, same thing. It's lifting. Shoot. Oh my God, it came. It's worse on this side. Oh no. Oh, that's not good at all. Well, now what am I gonna do? Crap. It's like $600 to have this vinyl wrap put on here. Because these are windows behind here, but there's plywood behind the windows, so I could, you know, what do you call it? Blanket out with the plywood. Oh God, that's not good at all. What am I gonna do? I thought about making metal blank out panels for this that I could, you know, either bolt or weld, spot weld in and paint them black, and then you could just get this logo and put it on the metal. I don't want to do that, but this got bad. Oh man. See the glass behind there? It's not sticking at all. Oh, that's terrible. It's got dirt behind it. Maybe I can get some like adhesive, some kind of adhesive, and try to glue that back on. I don't know. Dang it. Can't have nothing nice. I went to like a professional vinyl sign place too to have that done. That's not good at all. Not good at all. Dang it. Can't have nothing nice. Anyways, I might try out the Vice Grip Garage wipe on clear coat and wipe it on to see how flat this is. This paint is original paint. It's super chalky. It was hit back here and fixed. You see the shine here? This was fixed in clear coat. You can see where it's peeling here. But it would look like that if I got the wipe on clear coat, and then I could wipe it on over all my pinstripes and stuff to seal them in. So I'm thinking about doing that. And the roof, all the paint's coming off the roof big time up here. So if I definitely put the wipe on clear coat up on the roof, it'll help protect that. So I'm thinking about ordering up some of that from Derek and going swiping it on. I think it would make it look, you know, and make the van look shiny like this, and put it right back onto it. Man, I don't know what to do about those windows. That really is a bummer. I like having the logos on there, but you know, it's going to look terrible if it's half peeled off. I don't know. How are these guys hanging on here? I put really good adhesive on these. There we go, those are on there. I'll probably end up just leaving this mag wheel on because it's aluminum on the back for my spare. I don't really want to hang a steel wheel off the door and have it bend the door. This is pretty lightweight, so probably just run that mag on the back like that because I don't have 5 of them wheels. So we will soldier on like that, but we'll have the chromies on the chrome smoothies all the way around. I hung you on the rear slider window. Hopefully it won't make a lot of wind. This cap directs wind through the window now. So we'll see. Boom, immediately. Immediately. Is this thing full of gas? Yeah, looks like it. Awesome. Let's give her a go. I'll be able to tell right away. It'll like come out of gear for a second. So far, so good. Yeah, not bad. The C6 in this thing short shifts really. It's in third gear by like 20 miles an hour. I don't know if the vacuum modulator on it is bad or whatever, but it like it's short shifts. I want to pull. I'll probably end up pulling the engine transmission out of this truck. It needs a pump seal or something in the front, or a converter. The converter's leaking back. I don't know. It drains back and dumps on the ground all the time. I like to put a shift kit in it and play with the modulator, get it to shift like firm for like towing, but it's not bad. Let's hit it. $460, baby. I've got only a 600 CFM metal block on it right now, carburetor, and that's kind of small. I wanted to put it on to get better mileage, and I don't think it really made a difference. So it's still got the original like spread bore manifold on it. They have the original Autolite carburetor or whatever they put on these Fords. So I have an adapter on that, but I have an Edelbrock Performer aluminum 460 intake I bought at Carlisle, and I might put that on it if I take the engine out, repaint it up, fix exhaust manifolds, put the Performer aluminum intake on it, and then get a Edelbrock 750 ABS carburetor and put that on there, just like I want to put on my Dodge 600 ABS. I'll probably get an ABS 2 750 for this, because I set this truck up to do some more towing and tow my trailer and stuff like that with it's a big block truck, why not use it to tow? I've got the brakes dial, actually got to put rear brakes on it as well. Did I put, yeah, I want to put rear brakes on it. I did the front brakes before, hoses, pads, calipers. The rear brakes, I've never touched them. And it's got the older style Dana 60 where you got to pull the axles all out and everything to get the brakes apart. I thought about, it's a 355 gear, the 460 93 blue Ford truck that I rescued back in the fall from my neighbor. That's got the same rear end, but it's a Sterling. It's not a Dana 60, it's a Sterling 10 1/4, but it's 355 gears, and it has a 93. It's going to have modern style, the bigger full floater hub with the modern style drum off brakes, and it's got about the same amount of mileage on it as this Dana 60 does. So I'm thinking about just swapping the rear end out of that truck into this and getting the modern style brakes on the back. That way it's not such a job to put brakes on it. You just pull. Uh-oh, we are a little low on transmission fluid. It just came out of gear. That's not good. We'll dump some. We'll dump some in when we get back. It just came out of drive for a second. Or do I have I could stop and dump some in right on the side of the road right here. Maybe we'll do that because I don't feel like burning up my C6. Let me find a place to pull right over here, right on the side of the road. We'll go ahead and throw in a little transmission fluid right here on the side of the road. What do you think about that? Fortunately, I always carry a funnel, and I got some Type F right here. Boom. All right, I threw in half a quart of Type F and just let the thing drain down a little bit. We'll be all set. Whoa. Man, they plowed the field out here. Some monster boulders laying on the ground. It's rocky out here. So the secret is with the dipstick, or the what do you call it, the funnel, you put it on under the floor mat and let it drain out onto the steel of the rocker panel and the floor of the truck, and it keeps it from rusting away. That's a secret. Put a little oil on her. All right, so we're adding a half a quart of tranny fluid, Type F for the stickiness, and we should be good to go. We'll check it when we get back. It'll be hot then, and we can check it. Here we go. Let's do Magnum PI. Whoops. Sorry about the lawn, bro. My bad. Magnum PI, when he's in the Ferrari, he burns out of the lawn in front of Higgins' place. We just did that. Old Magnum PI launch. I didn't have the target top to throw off the top though. And or the mustache or the Hawaiian shirt. But she's good to go now. We are transmissioned full bore. I love this truck too. This truck is an XLT, front rear sway bars. It's got the big block. It's got overload springs in the back, but this truck runs and drives really nice. It's actually super comfortable. Oh, here's a motorcycle. What's he doing? Is he turning? I don't understand. No, he's got a blinking left signal on. It's a scooter. That's fantastic. It took off in first right there, then it went to 2, then it short shifted in third right away. Like I said, I think it needs a vacuum modulator, but she's a ripper. Nothing like a big block Ford, and this is just a smog motor, you know, like 8-to-1 compression or whatever it is. I did put a timing chain in it when I had the bearings to put in it. This used to haul a fifth wheel and a horse trailer out in the Midwest somewhere, and the main bearings were right down to the copper. It was crazy. So I had to put bearings in it. It was before YouTube, but it had no oil pressure idle. Right now it's got high oil pressure, but I pulled the crank, put bearings right in it. It was good to go. She's a ripper. Old big block action, can't beat it. Of course, what are we talking, like 185 horsepower or whatever this thing is? Well, you just went to Cleveland. We rented a new Dodge with a 6.4 liter Hemi. Yeah, it's got a Hemi. That thing was 405 horsepower. Freaking crazy, bro. Crazy. So I check the blood stick once in a while in the transmission, but when it gets low like that, I throw a half a quart in it, and it's good for a while. Just ride around a transmission fluid in it, and if it acts goofy, I throw some in it. But like I said, I think it needs a vacuum modulator, but it's got a pump seal problem or something. I had the engine out of it when I put the bearings in it. I pulled the converter out. I didn't change the front seal. It could be the converter. Could be the seal in the transmission leaking back and raising the fluid in the converter, or vice versa. The converter drains back into the transmission and raises the fluid, because it'll sit for like 2 or 3 weeks and be fine, and all of a sudden it'll puke a bunch of fluid on the ground. So something's moving around somewhere. But does the horn work? Yep. So it's got a 2-tone horn, but this truck is awesome. And if it was in a movie, actually. If you're wondering what the dashboard says, this is Russell Harvard, Raymond J. Barry, and Susan Gibson or Gibney. They were in the 2010 movie called The Hammer, about Matt the Hammer Hamill. If you know anything about UFC fighting, he was a deaf UFC fighter, and they actually made a movie, and I knew through like second party people, they were looking for cars, and they needed a truck for the grandfather to drive, who was Raymond J. Barry, and they actually used this truck in which I had first bought it. It still had dual wheels on it. It had aftermarket dual wheels and aftermarket fenders. What else did I have on it? I didn't have dual exhaust on it yet. I had single exhaust, so it didn't sound as cool as it does now, but I shined the paint all up. It looked like $1 million, and they actually used it in the movie. It's on the back cover of the DVD, and they used it in a whole bunch of scenes in the movie. So if you go to Russell Harvard, who was in with Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood, about oil, and Raymond J. Barry, you recognize him. He's been in movies for 50 years, and Susan Gibney, they made the movie. It's actually a really good movie. It won a bunch of awards for like a low budget, or not low budget, but like an independent film. It actually won a whole bunch of awards, and this truck was in it. It's world famous. I might take this old truck to work tomorrow. I don't see why not. Oh, what's this? I see some liquid. What's this liquid? Oh, it's just water coming out of the box. I open my vintage topper. The thing leaks like a mofo. Oh, there's a bunch of junk in here. The thing leaks like crazy. The roof leaks. The edges leak. See, there's a bunch of water in here, but that's all right. Oh, there's my air tanks. But like, check this out. It's got these old style latches where you got to go up to go down. Boom. But it's so heavy. This thing weighs a ton. It's kind of spread out. I think there's a number or name on the side of it somewhere. Well, the car light. Where was the badge? The badges are falling off. But this is a factory Ford option. I think it was on the 76 originally, but these are long ass windows. I might have to, oh, there it is. There's a thing on the inside. There we go. Right there from Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company recommends the passengers be carried only in the cab of the truck. This area is enclosed and this coverage should not be occupied unless the vehicle is stationary and the engine is off. So Ford's like, yeah, we don't want to get sued when you haul people around in the back of your topper without having proper restraints. And look, it's even got steel bows in it. I bet you could put a roof rack on it and haul your canoe up there. A real going-to-town rig, as Derek would say. But we saved this thing. My buddy Joe was going to scrap it and burn it up and throw it away. It was filthy. We saved it, threw it on here. I put some bolts in it to hold it together. But it makes the truck, I think. This truck is super handy. I can tow. I can see really well out of it. This truck, when I tow, the windows are all tinted out of the cap, and it's really hard to see, especially in the dark. So this thing is awesome for seeing out of. Makes it really, really handy. So eventually I would like to strip this truck and paint it. It needs another box. The floor is shot. I put patches in it when I took the dual wheels off. They had wrecked the box putting them on, so I put patches in it. You can see the weld seam here under the trim, but they're all warped and they were cheap ones. The wheel well, I think, is off a little bit. So I would put full box sides on, and I'm going to take that 93 Ford I got and take the inner structure of that box and put new skins, dent side skins on it, because the beds are all the same in the center, and put new dent side bed sides on it. They're about $900 a piece. This truck has 2 tanks. They both work now. And then I would redo this. It's got some surface rust around the trim. Originally, this truck was bright blue, this bright blue color, solid color, but not with the Wilmington white in the center. It was just blue with a single racetrack trim all the way around, one color blue. And then the roof was dark blue polymetallic, which is like right there, you see poking through. And at some point along its life, I have the Marty report on this, and this truck is like one of 4 or something like that with this color. Maybe we'll go in the house, I'll find the Marty report, but it's really low Camper Special 460 air conditioning with this paint scheme, solid blue with dark blue. It's like one of 4 or something. It was ordered for dealer stock, but at some point somebody added all this white, and I've seen other trucks painted with this detail line like this, so I don't know if some dealer was doing this back in the day or whatever. I mean, it looks good with the racetrack trim. These, for some reason, 77, 8, 9s, they did a lot of them with the trim just as one color, and I don't know why they did that. Maybe to save money, I guess. I don't know. But the truck was all blue, bright blue, Bahama blue or whatever, with a dark blue metallic roof. I'll show you the Marty report here in a second. I'm filming out of sequence here. I'm one day ahead. I forgot about the Marty report, so I got it right here. Bam! This is the Marty report on the truck, and it's got glare because I laminated it. Let's see if I can look at it without any glares. Here it is, the specs on it. Where did it come from? Allen County Motors in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So if any guys are watching from Fort Wayne, and remember Allen County Motors, it was bought for stock for them. It was produced August 76, so it's an early 77. There's all the specs on the door tag. And let's see, important dates when it was made. So, like I said, it was one of 4 with those paint codes. It had, if you can see, where's the paint? Bahama blue with midnight blue metallic on the roof. So it's a real Camper Special F250 regular cab, 464 barrel, built in Michigan. Bahama blue, regular cab, XLT Ranger, automatic 354 Dana, power steering, and here's the options. The 950 16.5 8-lug or 8-ply tires, which I have just 16s on it now. Camper Special, air conditioning, slider rear window, AM/FM radio, tinted glass, 2 fuel tanks, step bumper, and XLT Ranger package. So, like I said, with those paint codes, 1 of 4. So it is actually a pretty rare truck, I guess, if it's 1 of 4. So eventually I might just repaint it the original all Bahama blue, because the truck needs to be repainted, like I said. I might do it all in Bahama blue and put the blue metallic back on it. I do like the Wimbledon white on the side though, but if I've ever restored it to, factory, it's you see, like Mustangs and stuff, obviously these trucks aren't worth as much as Mustangs and things like that right now, but 1 of 4 is a pretty rare truck color combination, So these trucks have come up in value. I don't really know what it's worth right now. I mean, the paint is really rough, and it's mostly original. I have the air conditioning stuff, which I took off of it. I have the original carburetor, which I took off of it. It's missing the original wheels and original hubcaps, which would have been the next style up hubcaps, but I have some, the 77 on up style 3/4 ton hubcaps. I have some of those. I've got the earlier bump side hubcaps on it now. But I paid in 2009, I bought the truck. Like I said, if you go to that movie, the Hammer movie, you can see what it looked like when I bought it in 2009, 2010, when it had dual wheels on it. But originally, I bought it off Craigslist, and I had to talk the guy down. I wanted a dually, that's why I found it with the dual wheels. I want to say he was asking like $2,100 or $2,200, and I believe I talked him down to $1,900 in like the summer of 2009, $1,900 for a 460, dent side Ford truck, Camper Special Ford truck. That's a hell of a deal now. I would bet, even in the condition the truck is now, but I got the factory topper on it now, but wrong paint and 200,000 miles, but it's a very solid truck. It has very little rust, and I put the bearings and stuff in it. I would think today that truck would be worth like eight to 10 grand, just because dent sides skyrocketed in value. Obviously, if it was a 4x4 or something like that, like a Highboy or something like that, or a 78 or 9 Super Camper Special, or a crew cabs are out of sight. But if that was a 4-wheel drive truck, it'd probably be in the condition it's in, probably 15 grand, I would say. But so it's probably quadrupled in value since I bought it, but I'm just going to keep it forever because I love the truck. I drove it to work the other day. We drove it around in this video here. I love driving it. It runs great. And I've set it up now. Like I said, I might swap the rear end over to the modern style Sterling rear end just to get a little bit better brakes on the back. But I'm going to set it up and use it to pull my trailers and stuff now. And dialed in. I'm going to change to an AVS 750 carburetor on it. I might put the Performer intake on it, but I would like to, like I said, in the truck, get the transmission dialed in and stuff, just dialed up a little bit, but it's a great towing rig for towing my trailer. So, frame rails, did I say frame rails? We're going to go look at some. I can't remember if I showed you in the last video when we got back from Ohio, but I've got my frame rails for my Plymouth, and the 58 Plymouth, I had Cornfield Customs in Cincinnati make them. And they got wet, and I put oil on them. I want to go look and see how orange they are now. So the pole barn is an absolute disaster. Here are the Plymouth frame rails, custom bent 2x4 rail. Oh, they are rusting. Dang it. Yeah, these are on the trailer, and they got road salt and spray and rain on them, and I sprayed them with oil. Dang, I got to get these out of here and scrub them down with a Scotch-Brite and some more oil. They're getting orange on the sides. Dang it. I wanted to have an enclosed trailer, but I can't afford one, so we had to open deck them, and then it rained on them for 3 days, and then there was salt. Like the rain, I think I had them with oil on them, would have been fine, but they are, obviously must have blasted some off it. Dang it. I'll have to get after those ASAP. But Mike bent these up. I sent him dimensions and AutoCAD file, but he can design them for you. If you watch the video where we picked them up, I think we talked about it. But these are going under my Plymouth. These are one piece, 1/8 120 wall, 2x4 rails. I'm actually going to double up the middle to make them 4x4 because that's how the Plymouths are. But the these mimic the factory kick up in the rear and the factory thing, and then in the front they are there, and then the middle is how it is under the car. Then the front I custom kicked to fit the firewall, but up here in the middle I'm going to put a Mustang 2 front cross member and have Mustang 2 independent suspension with airbags, so I can airbag the front and the rear. I'm going to 3 or 4 link the rear and have this thing be on airbags and be able to set it right on the ground. So that's why I needed the custom frame rails. The rails in the car are rusted. Like those Plymouths had a lot of problems with the frame rails rusting. So, and I can't wait till we get them jigged up and start putting them together and turn it into a chassis for that Plymouth. That's all I got for you for right now. We're going to have some more cold start action coming up here soon. I've got to get all my other hot rods fired up. This is the 40 Mercury under here, the car with the fire on it. That's hiding away. I fixed the grill and the headlights and stuff last year on that. This needs a transmission swap. I've got a Power Glide. I want to take the 4-speed out of it, put in a Power Glide. The Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck we just took to Ohio. This is here ready to go. This needs rear end gear swap change, or at least at the very least the pinion is leaking like crazy. The 37 Ford here, this needs a 12-volt conversion because the flathead doesn't run, but I got thinking about it. My 6-volt pump, I've got it halfway in the frame rail, and it might not be able to draw fuel with 6 volts. So I'm going to hook up a nurse tank. We're going to try it like Iron Trap Garage does with a gravity feed tank. I'd like to put a mechanical fuel pump on it. But anyways, we're going to switch this thing at 12 volts, try to get it running and driving. I've had this car like 11 or 12 years. I've only driven about 20 miles. It's killing me. I hit it pinstriped. It's got lowered rear spring, brand new tires that are several years old, but they've been, only got 20 miles on them. The thing was awesome. I would like to get it functional, but I'm running out of space, and if I can't get it complete, if it's not what I think it's going to be, like driveline wise or whatever, I might send it down the road. I don't know. I really hate to give up on it because I've got so much time and energy invested in it, and it's actually the bloom is off the rose on these old cars. They don't have the value they had when I bought it, but I bought it at a good deal, but I've got a lot of money sunk into it with the engine change. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. Doesn't have a lot of value not running correctly, so I've got to get it running correctly with it's got a brand new, a rebuilt 59AB in it, and 39 transmission. It's got the right parts in it. It's got the brakes are all set, newer tires, like I said, new rear spring. I got some aftermarket fender skirts for it. It's a neat car. It's got custom dual exhaust I built for it. Straight pipe dual exhaust with a flathead, so it sounds mint. It's got a record radiator that was like $900 to get record. So I got a lot of money tied up in it. I can't give it away if I sell it. I got to get, decent money for the car, but I really don't. If I get it running and I like driving it, I don't really want to sell it, but I am out of space in here, as you can see. And when I get that Dodge Daytona going, that's got to go somewhere. So I don't know what I'm doing yet, but another tale of woe is my dad's 37 Buick here, which I got some kind of plan I'm working on for this. My dad built this back in the 90s. It's the nicest car I own, but I can't drive it hardly at all. It's got a 400 small block Chevrolet in it right there that he had built, but it has 30-something thousand miles on it, and it's got 373 gears. It was thrashed and beat to death RPM-wise, so it used a little bit of oil. The problem is, the big thing with this, it's 30 over 400, so now it's a 406. The problem with the 400 small block Chevys, they have Siamese center ports where there's not coolant between the two center ports, and they run hot. And the problem with this car is, driving down the road when there's a lot of airflow, especially with the hood sides open, it runs at 180, 185. You get in the traffic or go to the gas station or get off, stop and go or pull into a place to hang out, the temperature spikes on it. It's got aluminum radiator, it's got a big electric fan. The temperature spikes to like 210, 215. If you go to the gas station, shut it off, it doesn't barely want to start. It's like super, super hard to start. And I'm over that. I think it's the wrong setup for this car. It's got a lot of power, it's got some horsepower, and a lot of torque to move this thing down the road. but it is the heating issue is just makes it almost undrivable. And so I'm thinking about doing an engine swap, pulling the 400 out of here. If I could get it into something with a bigger radiator, so I'm thinking maybe next year I swap it into the C10 truck. So I keep my dad's engine, but I put the 400 in the C10 with a T5 behind it. And I just bought that huge 4-row aluminum radiator from Summit Racing in their demo section, their scratch and dent section. It would probably stay cool in the C10 or like cooler, because I could run a huge mechanical fan. I'd add the huge radiator. There'd be all kinds of space. I mean, this has got a pretty small grill opening, even though it's got the hood sides off it. Put something else in here. That this car is not a race car. It doesn't need a 350 horsepower, 400 small block or whatever it is. I don't even know. It's got a roller camshaft. I don't even know how much horsepower it makes, but it doesn't need a huge engine. I'm thinking about maybe going to Summit Racing, get one of those Blue Point engine 383s for it. They're like 300 and something horsepower. That would be plenty for this, or even like a decent 350 would be plenty. They make aluminum head 350s. They're 300 and something horsepower. It'd be plenty to move this car along. The other thing is it needs a rear end gear change. It's got 373s in a real tight posi, so the rear end's mint. It's out of a Firebird, I think, and it's got a really nice turbo 350 that shifts like nobody's business. So I don't really want to change the transmission to put overdrive in it. I'd rather change the rear end gears to like 308s. So I'm thinking about doing that, knock the RPMs down, because this thing turns 3,000 RPM on the highway. If you're trying to do like 65 or 70, it's like 3,200. And in the 400, that's just too much. This car was a road trip car, and my dad took lots of trips to York, Pennsylvania, and Burlington, Vermont, and stuff. So this 400 is seeing a lot of high RPM use, and I think that's why it's tired and it uses oil, because it just like I don't think you should be spinning a 400 at 3,200 RPM for hours at a time. It's just nuts. And now they've raised the speed limit in Pennsylvania to 70, so it's not set up as a long distance car, even though that's what it was being used for. So I think a different engine that was more tame or would run a lot cooler, combined with a rear end gear change, I think would make this car a lot more fun, and I'd be able to use it a lot more. So that's what I think might happen to this, and the intake manifold is leaking coolant I saw, and I put it away. So it's got to have intention done to it anyways. So I'm thinking about, like I said, pulling this 400 out, getting something else for it, 350 or a 383 or whatever. I don't really want to put an LS in it because it's not really the style of a car that would have an LS. It's old school street rod. So stick with the small block. Get like a long block for it, and drop in the long block, change the rear end gears, and then I think it would be a lot more. I'd be able to use it a lot more because I can't stand the overheating problem. So that's it, some springtime cold start action. Got my van running, got my truck running, and the Dodge was running. We used it a couple videos ago. These cars in here, that thing works, this thing needs work, this needs a ton of work, and this needs work. So we've got plenty of projects to work on. I shouldn't ever have to buy a car ever again, and maybe I should get rid of one or two, but I don't really want to do that. So like I said, if I can make this work, and if I can make this work, I'll be happy, and we'll have plenty of things to work on. So that's it for now. It's springtime. Time to get the cars out. Time to have some fun. I'm going to go back in the garage and keep sanding that C10 because we got to get the color on that too now that the temperature's nice. We got to get the C10 painted so we can put it together so we can work on all these other cars back here. That's my plan. Get it painted, get it together, get it on the road, get it the hell out of there, and then we've got some old cars to work on. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bam. Too many projects for one guy to handle at the Quick Speed Shop. Barn full of beauties. Here we go.